Right. I'm sure by now we've all gotten the news that Damian Lillard went ahead and tore his Achilles last night against the Indiana Pacers in their playoff game, which is a terrible sight to see. Hopefully, Dame is able to recover and get back to the player we know him to be, but I honestly find that very unlikely. And I'm going to put a lot of this blame on the Milwaukee Bucks, partially because he had a month layoff from not playing due to the blood clots he was experiencing, which one was a miracle for him to come back from that quick in itself. Two, to come back into game two of the playoffs, not having any games under your belt to get into that peak level condition that you need to be able to play at that level of basketball. That's what worried me from the start because I said to myself, I get it. He wants to try to play. He wants to try to give his team a chance to win. But in those instances, there's always going to be an increased risk for injury. And I think ultimately contributed to him tearing his Achilles because I don't think his body was in the conditioning or the shape that it needed to be for him to play how he's accustomed to playing. Because we all saw it from the games that he played since he came back. He obviously didn't look like himself. He didn't have his legs under him. He wasn't performing well. And he was trying to get a rhythm. And the playoffs is not really a time for you to really be trying to do something of that nature. You need to already be in peak condition because the game is way more physical. They're letting a lot of things slide. And this is when you're supposed to be at the best version of yourself. In a sense, Dame was playing catch up with everyone, being that he had a month layoff. So I just don't think the cards were in his favor, which ultimately contributed him having this season-ending injury. It's a terrible sight to see, but the Milwaukee Bucks need to be held accountable for this happening. It's a freak accident, but I think there's some blame to put on the Milwaukee Bucks for this because, in a sense, you should have had the foresight to say, he had the blood clots. Maybe we shouldn't rush him back. Maybe we should see how far or give him some more time to ramp it up, see how far we can get behind it. Because it seemed like he was rushed back. It didn't seem like he was legitimately ready to be able to contribute effectively in this series. And what does that mean for his future? I think this might be the last of Damian Lillard, the Dame that we know. This might be the last time we've seen him be this elite. Because with an injury of that nature for a player that relies on a first step to get by defenders to create shots, he will never move the same. Like, he's 34, 35 years old. Age isn't on his side. The cards aren't in his favor. And I just don't think he's gonna come back and be the player we've seen him be before. I know we have the example of Kevin Durant, but that's not a great example. He's a 7-footer. He has a plethora of skill. He always had the opportunity to bounce back. And if you really watched him before he tore his Achilles, he used to get to the paint a lot more easier than he does now. So there was some adjustment from him coming back from that injury as well. But sad sight to see. Hopefully Dame is able to recover. But I think Dame time as we know it, that might be the last that we've seen of it.